All right, today we're going to check out the new 10 keyless keyboard by Corsair, the K70 RGB TKL. So inside your box of the K70 TKL right here, you're going to get your paperwork, manual and all, your detachable USB-C cable here. It is braided and very thick. You can get some replacement keycaps as far as the texture with your WASD and stuff, and a keycap puller here. And then of course, you're gonna get your keyboard. So taking a closer look at the keyboard here, you have that very rugged, durable build you see in pretty much all Corsair keyboards, right? That top metal aluminum plate, no flexing, no bending or anything like that. Underneath it, it is all plastic. You got 4 big rubber feet, so it's not gonna budge on you. 2 pop-out feet, but you also have that nice ergonomic incline right there, which is pretty much how I prefer it. Now you got 2 spots down here, which look like a wrist rest would attach right there. No wrist rest in the box, so I'm not sure if that's an optional accessory or something. On the back side, detachable USB-C again, and it is down into the board and quite big, so I think any of your custom cables are gonna fit perfectly fine in there. This is a tournament switch, which we'll touch on a little bit later. As far as these keycaps you're seeing, they're also double shot PBT, the exact same. If you all saw the Corsair PBT keycap video I did, these are made the exact same, very thick and durable, nice shine through PBT keycaps. Now talking about putting some of the replacement keycaps on there, I do have one right here with the red keycaps, and I just love this because again, you got the black base back there, the red keycaps, and I put a white LED, the RGB in the background on static, and it just looks so cool. But even just like this, I mean, it just looks awesome. And again, the quality of the replacement keycaps are the exact same quality as the one on there, so don't think you're gonna downgrade swapping them out, or if you get one set, heck, you can, interchange them and do black and red or black and blue, whatever color variation you want. But all in all, I love this setup right here. Now, the other reason we have 2 boards right here is the 2 options you can get with this board. You can get it with Cherry Speed Silvers, which is what we have with the red caps, or Cherry MX Reds, which we have with the black caps over here. Now, real quick, before we get into sound test, you might be asking yourself, should I get the reds or the silvers? What's gonna benefit me, right? I use cherry red or silvers as my primary switch, and I've been using them as my primary switch for years in many of my keyboards. You hear a lot of people talk down on cherry switches these days. I don't understand it. Again, I love them. I've tested many switches, and I still main and prefer my Cherry Speed Silvers as my primary switch right here. So again, you might be asking yourself, should I get silvers or reds? And really, the biggest thing is are you gonna notice a difference? Are the silvers gonna be speedier? Are they gonna be faster, right? I'd be hard pressed to really be able to tell the difference. If I did a blind test, someone slapped it in front of me, would I be able to tell the difference between silvers and reds? Probably not. I wanna say, I've used silver so long, so I'm just so used to it, so might be a good test for me to do myself, But it's minimal. You talk with the Cherry Reds, you got a 2mm actuation. With the Speed Silvers, you have a 1.2mm actuation, so it sounds like a lot, but when you're just gaming or something, it's hard to tell the difference. Again, I main Speed Silvers whenever I'm gaming, heck, even working. Talking about that, does the shorter actuation affect your work? As far as basic typing on the Speed Silvers? No, it really doesn't. I've used some soft, very light switches, a lot of optical switches, and those will affect my typing. I'll get a lot of typos, accidental presses, just tapping it. I do not get that with Speed Silvers, you know what I mean? So I'd put it this way, if you game a lot like myself and dabble with doing a little bit of work, maybe it should be the opposite way around, you know what I mean? But put it that way, if you're game a whole lot, you play a lot of fast-paced games, fast-paced Call of Duty, dabble on some Fortnite lately, I would say, yeah, just go with the Speed Silvers because you have that benefit there. Why not? If you're just primarily working or playing slower-paced games or something, go Cherry Reds because you're not going to need that benefit right there. And then, again, you'll just kind of save that hassle of an accidental possible switch press or key press right there. Now, one other thing touching on the switches in using the keyboard here is these boards are using a new Corsair Axon processor that go up to 8,000 polling rate, right? So we've seen that in mice. The recent Corsair Saber mouse we just touched on, the Razer Viper, and I think a couple other mice out there, right? And I've mentioned it before. I got a detailed video coming up on that, the 8K with mice. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell. That'll be coming soon. But talking about it in keyboards, do you notice that faster polling rate compared to your standard, 1,000 or even a 4,000 polling rate keyboard? Do you notice that 8,000? No. It really doesn't make a difference of anything I notice. Again, I play a lot of fast-paced Call of Duty, and then dabble with some Fortnite. It's been another game I've been playing with. And no, I don't notice a difference going from 1,000 to 8,000. I don't. It's nice to have the technology and being ahead of the game right there, but noticing, again, a standard keyboard to an 8,000, as far as keyboard usage, I don't notice it. And that might be one thing we can talk about and hear a lot of requests of people wanting is Corsair to implement their optical switches, the Corsair optic switches into these boards. And I would absolutely love that. Again, I love Cherry Speed Silvers. It's my main. Again, this keyboard is going to stay on my desk here, you know, kind of cutting to the chase. But yes, I would also like to see those Corsair optic switches in these guys. And that, talking about the 8,000 pull rate with the optical switches, I think that might take advantage of that. Again, I can't really speak on it. I use the K100, but I don't game with the full-size keyboard. You know, it's kind of takes up too much space. I think that'll be a little bit more noticeable, just a pinch of difference with this fast optical switches and the 8,000 polling rate. All right, so let's go on and get a sound test of both boards here. Again, the board with the red keycaps is using Cherry MX Speed Silvers, black keycaps, Cherry MX Reds. All right, so with that sound test, you might have heard quite a bit of difference. And by the way, I put a nice desk mat down there just to kind of give you that true sound. This desk mat available on drop. Super cool right there. Links down in the description. But anyways, the differences you probably heard was number one, the stabilizers on the red one sound a bit better. Clear as day. Almost, I'd say a lot better. Right? So on the black one, out the box. That's what it is. On the red one, I had a little bit of the, what do you call it, dielectric grease. No crazy keyboard mod or anything. Took a little dab, bam, slapped it on each stabilizer right down there. Nothing crazy, nothing major, just right down there, boop, boop, boop. Little dab of grease, nothing on the stems of the stabs or anything, just right down there on the poles. And it really brought it around. Reduced any of that just kind of clanky rattling sound right there. It just really pulled it out. Again, nothing on the stems of the stabs, just down there on the bars. And it sounds much better. Why I don't like lube on my stabs, I'm using my shift and space a lot during gameplay. I feel like it just puts a little bit of drag on my switch personally. So again, I like them dry like that. But again, very nice to dab a little bit right down there. The other thing you might be hearing here is there's a little bit of pinging, a little bit of ringing right down through. You got that aluminum base with that plastic undershell there. So you can kind of hear it carry through right there. Nothing deal breaking or dramatic by any means. But again, you do got a little bit of ring in this guy. Now, as I stated, these boards do have RGB and you can control it right on the board with your function and then any number right up there to cycle through different effects. Or you can dive into the Corsair IQ software, which has been rehashed, a little bit easier to use right there. And you got tons of different controls as far as macros, then your buttons, and then again, your RGB. Tons of effects. You can create your own effects and you have onboard storage on here as well. You also have hardware control, which is again, what your effect will be whenever the Corsair software is not open and active, bam, that's what it'll be on there. Now it's really cool also, as I talked about before with that little switch right on the back of the keyboard here, tournament mode. I absolutely love this little thing. If I can get my finger in there to open it. Again, it's in there tight, right? So, but anyways, you can flick it over and you're in regular mode and use it as far as what's on the Corsair software, what you have saved to the board, your RGB, your macros, any of that stuff will be right there. Flip it over to tournament mode and it's going to go to whatever static color you have on there, which you can also set that to what you want. It'll go to a static color, disable any macros or shortcuts or anything you have on there, and be straight up, bam, right there, pretty much set for a gaming situation. And I honestly always leave mine in tournament mode. It's just a peace of mind, right? You got your little buttons up here with your shortcuts and all that, right? Your media controls, your profile. I hit the lock button so my window's disabled. I'm in tournament mode. Bam, I'm locked into my game and straight up going. You know you all have whacked that Windows button or accidentally hit a shortcut or macro or something in game. So again, I pretty much leave it right there. It disables the software. Bam, you just got raw keyboard to your game. So wrapping up the Corsair K70 RGB TKL right here. This keyboard comes in at 140 bucks right here, whether you go reds or silvers. And honestly, I love it. I really do. Stock straight out the box, really nice. Dab a little bit of that lube right on them switches and I think you'll be pretty much good to go. Not the switches, the stabs right there, you know. Get yourself a different replacement set of keycaps. I mean, I love it. I really do. It's been my primary keyboard for a while on my desk. And I think it's going to stay on there for a lot longer. It actually made me put my Maya Pro on the shelf. It was a sad day, you know what I mean? I still love my Maya Pro, so take it easy out there, you know. But this board does it all for me. With the tournament mode where I can just flick it over, bam, not use any software. It's set how I want. Media controls, volume wheel, TKL format, which is my favorite. You get your function and all your shortcuts and all that. 8,000 polling rate, which is, I guess, nice to have the tech. I really love this board. I really do. I do hope that they do release a version as well with the optic switches, maybe an upgraded version or something like that with their optic switches. That'll be pretty cool. But again, out the box, I love the board. Dabble with it a little bit if you want now that Corsair is offering all those different accessories. I really like what we have here. So hey, let me know what you think about the Corsair K70 right here. Are you going to be picking one up? What switch? And did you go on and scoop up some extra keycaps as well? Love to hear about your combo you picked out. But all in all, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope I helped you out if you're looking for a new keyboard or checking out the new K70 TKL right here. If you got any other questions, ask right down in the comments or hit me up on Twitter at the Techne1. Always glad to talk shop and help out if I can. But if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. Hey, I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.